Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic episode, episode 9. I think it's my favourite number, 9. We'll see. We'll see at the end of this episode how it all turns out. Joined in the studio, guiding us through on the green microphone. Tommy still hasn't told us where he is. I've heard rumours that he's at a rugby training event tonight, but unconfirmed. Welcome back.
Thank you. And Tommy needs to hurry up back because this is a lot of pressure on this end.
Are you looking comfortable, though?
Tommy needs to get out of witness protection, I think.
Some of the comments he made, who knows? Beale's in the IKEA furniture backdrop with all the books there, mate. Have you read any more since we've last spoken?
Nope, I still don't know what any of them are. So,
mate, pleasure to have you on the pod. And debutising, first-time listener and first-time caller, I would say. The man, the myth, the legend, our athletics guru. Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome for Chris.
Thank you, Mitchell. Long-time listener, first-time caller, I'd say. That's how I'd class myself.
We are starting to sound like John Laws. This is really scary. Yeah, we need to really change our demographic. Uncle Bill will be upset at us. How are you, Chris? And while we've got you there on the microphone, bit of introduction, mate. What are you hoping to bring to the podcast and a fun fact about yourself?
First of all, I'm doing pretty well. What do I hope to bring to the podcast? Hopefully a bit of athletics knowledge. That's my bread and butter. I can't probably help out with many other sports, but athletics I can do. Fun fact about myself. It always puts you on the spot, doesn't it? I ran in the Stawell Gift last year. Didn't do very well, but there you go. I was there.
Incredible.
Good segue, because we will get your review of the Stawell Gift that happened not that long ago. But Chris, and another question without notice, because we like to throw you in the deep end on your first episode. 3 words to describe yourself.
3 words to describe yourself.
It's a question we ask all our guests when they first join the podcast, mate. So, and all of them have had no notice.
Well, it is a good question.
It's a sink or swim moment.
I can't shy away from bald. It's part of the personality at this age, I think. I'd consider myself, I don't know, we'll say bald, funny. I'm going to call out funny. Well, we'll see how this goes on the podcast, though.
Let the people decide.
I might do 4, and I'll say moderately fast.
Moderately fast. There we go. Oh, I've heard rumours to contrary, but anyway, we will see. But kicking things off, it's been a wild week. We've survived Easter, the long weekend that was Easter. Not as much sport, or there was a few sporting events going on around. Obviously, changes of coaches we spoke about in the last episode. But Emma, off the bat, we did talk about a bit of netball before the show. Your beloved Swifts have had some injury issues. What's going on? What's happened in the mighty Swifts, New South Wales Swifts?
This is hot off the press because it's 3 hours in, and we've lost 2 of our starting players. So Helen Hoby, our starting goal attack, is now out. Well, they can't even put a time frame on it, so they're hoping that she's going to be back by the end of the season, so that's going to be a long time. And then Sarah Klau is out with a calf injury. And then a question I want to ask to you guys.
So hang on, just before you go on, Swifts have been struggling so far. Like they're not, I wouldn't say struggling, they're just not up to your high expectations of them.
They're second last, so I think I can say they're struggling.
No, it could be worse.
Yeah, it's all up from here. These players, are they key players in the team or like?
They are the key players. They are starting positions. I don't know if we've got another goal attack that can carry the load. I think we're going to have to get someone else in. And in regards to the defence end, Sarah Klau gets ball. She's a game changer. So we're in all sorts.
So yeah, second last is especially senior players. It's the last time you want them to fall out or get injured.
Yeah, and Housby being vice captain as well has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge and leadership, and so we're losing a lot, not just the skill, but the leadership behind it as well.
Sorry, I cut you off, Em. You had a question for the team.
So with Sarah Klau is going to be up for the next week to 2 weeks. So my question to you guys, they have replaced her with a very experienced netballer who played for New Zealand, played a couple of games for Swifts, but she's been retired since 2019. So they've brought her back to play a game or 2. Do you bring experience to the team who, someone's been retired for 6+ years, or do you bring the pathways through for a game or 2? What's everyone's thoughts?
Beals, you're Nuffy team sport at the moment without Tommy here.
well, I don't know. I feel like you've got to bring someone new in. Instead of someone in the team, I'm sure the team's got enough experience already. They can help the new person out, and for a few games at least. It seems weird to bring someone back up. 2019, you said.
Yeah.
So 7 years.
Are they playing still? Emma in lower grades or
No,
just?
she hasn't. She owns like a CrossFit or one of those kind of gym things. So she's obviously fit, but there's fit and then there's netball.
Yeah,
fit and
match
skills.
fitness is completely different.
For sure. And she's obviously got the brain power and like the thinking and that sort of level, but yeah, I'm not sure.
It'd be interesting to know how the younger players feel about it. They feel like they're being snubbed. They're missing out on an opportunity to participate.
You'd have to be feeling that, wouldn't you? You've done the hard work
imagine
to
so,
becoming a training partner and those sorts of things. You climb in the ranks. Someone gets injured, you're thinking, yep, now's my time to shine. And they bring in someone who's been retired.
Yeah. I think I'll throw to Chris on this one, being the semi-professional athlete of the group. There's a massive difference between being on a training park and actually competing at those highest levels, isn't there? Like there's things that you can't do on a training park that you need match fitness for.
Yeah, well, look, again, I do come from an individual sport, so it's a bit different. But it's just listening to that, even if she's still fit, as you would imagine she still is, but you don't have the quickness, the speed with the skills that you have learnt in the past. 7 years or 6.5 years out? Don't expect it to come back and play right at the top level again. It's a big ask, really.
I see a bit of both. I reckon, like you did say, Emma, vice captain out, that leadership position, that experience, the team's probably lacking for one of those two. The other thing is, what's going on with their pathway system? If they don't have someone there, like I know in strong teams, you always want the seconds or the next lot coming up, pushing the guys above them, and the guys in that first grade team having to hold their position. And that makes a really strong club, in any sport, really, isn't it?
It builds the future of the team.
Yeah, 100%. And even in athletics, I suppose if you've got the guys at the top, you want to have the guys behind you only a couple of seconds behind to make you keep working and turning up every day.
Yeah, that's it.
What's going on with that pathways, Emma?
Well, I think it's interesting because Vixens, so the Melbourne Vixens have got a very strong pathway and they have a contract that they have to take. I think it's something ridiculous, like 90% of their athletes have to come from Victorian pathways, where Swifts don't have that. So we've got people from England and New Zealand and a few different countries coming through, and a lot of South Australians.
Close.
So I don't think the Swifts pathway is super strong in New South Wales. I don't think that pathway is happening as much as other teams are.
Is that from grassroots? Is there an issue with players, like with their pathways coming from, say, local comps to the next level, or where do you think it falls down?
I just think, if I'm being honest and being a diehard Swifts supporter, I think we just become greedy and we shop around instead of taking the local people.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. When do they play next? When's the next round?
Saturday. We're going to get flogged. We lost by 20 points on the weekend to someone that we should have beaten, so we're in for a long season.
Right. Well, we'll do a welfare check, I think, Em. Just send you a message and that. But to flip things around, and while we've got you on the mic, Em, Easter was a time of great sports success for you personally. Please talk us. I did get some photos, some very funny photos that, if with your permission, we may share on the Facebook page. But tell us about your Easter sporting.
We had the inaugural Dwyer Cup being played. So it was two of my sisters, my brother-in-law and my mum and dad. We drew names. So long listener of the podcast, Uncle Bill or my dad was on my team. We played a mixture of pickleball and some mini golf. Dad organised the costumes, which were tutus and a boob shirt and some wigs. So that was, we definitely got some eyes. And I think Dad was a bit ashamed when someone walked past and didn't recognise him. So yeah, very, very competitive. Lots of smack talk. But I think the best
That's
thing.
the Dwyer thing.
And if you don't have a beer in your hand while you're doing it wrong.
The family sports always be very competitive. I know when I've gone over to your place for Christmases, the table tennis is Wimbledon. It's got nothing on the competition, and none of it is to do with skill. It's all about the talk.
It's all talk. It's all banter.
Oh, it's character building. I don't think I'd be anywhere nearly as strong as a person if I didn't have your father and my father just let me know how shit I was at the said sport. Congratulations on winning. It'd be a trophy that you'll hang on the wall in the pool room.
It's in the pool room. It's large. We've got the medals. It's happy days.
That's good because, if the Swifts are down, at least you can look at that trophy, make yourself happy to know that you are the best in your family.
Which isn't much. It's nothing to brag about.
Moving on, Beals, we did speak on the phone before the podcast, mate, and you're upset at me for not giving your spiels in the last episode. It is your contractual agreement to have a spiel, and I took it away, and I feel bad. So, mate, you did have one. What do you have for us this week?
Well, when you were talking to me, I was actually in a bit of a mood. I was in the middle of driving at the time, and
hands free, yeah,
hands free, of course, Bluetooth, very safe, yes, all that stuff, very good. But the vehicle that I was driving I was having such a hard time with it. It's a brand new vehicle, and I just hate it so much. I don't know what to say. It's a terrible. It's a truck. And it's as rough as guts. And when the seatbelt locks in and it just traps you into the seat, you got no movement at all. I was sitting there bouncing around, locked into the seat, suffocating, and I thought you could hear the truck rattling around through the phone. You even said, "What's that?"
I was a bit concerned at one stage. It did sound like you'd somehow rolled the vehicle several times, and you assured me it was just a small bump, but.
Only my head hitting the roof a few times, it was okay.
You did well with the seatbelt on so tight. Is this a replacement truck to what you had before, Beale, or what's the story?
Well, it's a brand new one that's only been bought last year. So you would think it would be good, but no, I don't like it at all. Give me the older one any day.
I think what I'm gathering from you, Beals, is you don't like change. Is that fair to say?
Only if it's good and it's an improvement, then we're good. But if it's a downgrade change, I don't like it. No.
No.
And give us a bit of a rundown. Like, how far were you going? Was it just like around the good old city of Bathurst, or are you going long distances with this?
No, I only had to drive 4 hours away and 4 hours back, so that was good.
Only.
So not enough time to break it in.
Too much time, I reckon. But
will you be requesting your old truck back, or has it been sold and replaced?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. Hopefully, I can get the old one back, but it'll be good. It's still there, still kicking around. So we'll find out.
Have to get in early and grab your favourite truck for next one.
Between Callum's cars and your truck, there might be some fires being started.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe, but we won't mention that publicly.
Now look, we'll take a positive spin on sport. It's been a rough start for the sport in this podcast, and with any discussions at a barbecue, you need a positive side to it. The Stawell Gift had turned up, and I kept a keen eye from a distance because I knew that our man Chris, our favourite sports person of the show, would be looking at it. Now, mate, I had heard that there were some international guests turn up, a couple, if that was as far as I understand correctly, mate. But what was your take? And firstly, and a real weird question, but what is the Stawell Gift? Because I've spoke to a few guys, and Amma included, we're like, well, we know we're pretty sure it's a running race, but for everyone else listening, mate, I'm sorry to dumb it down so early, but if you give us a dumbed down version and then we'll let you go into your analytics, that would be great.
No, that was going to be my first question. Does everyone know what the Stawell Gift is? It's, some people have heard of it, some people haven't, but it's a different scene just to the regular Athletics Australia. It's a pro running league, so every race is for money, and they handicap them. So in an ideal world, everyone would run their best time and cross the line at the same time. But, as anything, whenever there's money involved, there's a little bit of corruption, and sometimes some of the faster athletes are placed 7 meters in front. But you get that. You do get that.
So how do you get your handicap? That was the question I had for you, Chris. Is it based off the heats leading up? Because obviously you need to still get to a final, I would have assumed, or...
Yeah, so I still do heat, semis, and finals. Look, it's a bit confusing. I don't fully know how they work. I do know if you go in without having run no gifts before, say, so for the gift itself is a 120-meter race. If you're off scratch, you run the full 120. If you're doing your first one, they give you a handicap of 6 meters, regardless whether you're the quickest runner or the slowest runner.
So you do a 126-meter race.
You do 114.
Oh, 114,
Yeah,
sorry.
it goes
Yep.
shorter.
Yep.
Yeah. If you do more races throughout the season of that league, they will also give you a few lifts to help you have a better chance. Yeah, that's how you get your handicap. Running more, but they don't change them. If you, between your heat, semi, and final, it does not change.
So you get what you get handicapped at the start's what you go through with.
Correct. It used to be different, but then they had some problems with people putting in, people would put in huge spikes that would be three centimeters long in the bottom of their shoes, and then it still looks like they're giving it everything, but you've got so much more resistance to pull your foot out, so you're going to run a bit of a slower time. Then as they progress through the rounds, they gradually shorten those spikes until the ideal length for the final. Oh, it's a whole system.
Yeah. And like you said, when you add money to it, but
Is this like the creme de la, however you say it, the creme de la creme of like the athletics world in Australia?
No, not at all, really. It's a bit of I don't even know. It's almost, I don't want to say novelty. That's the wrong word, but it's kind of a novelty. Like, you don't get many of Australia's top sprinters turning up to it. They focus on the Athletics Australia side of athletics in Australia. And there's just specific runners that do a whole lot of gift running, but then anyone kind of can enter if they want, which is what's brought these two Americans over, these 2 brilliant Americans that you spoke of.
And we'll go back to the Americans in a moment, but how did you get your invitation to run last year, and what was your process to get through to that?
That's the other thing. Anyone can enter. You just start off 6 meters.
And what handicaps? Set me through from where to go, from you entering your name to your training regime to getting placed.
To be there. Well, we just decided to go. You sort of have to enter in maybe 6 months ahead. And myself and a couple of the guys I train with, we said, we've spoken about it for years. It's a bit of a bucket list thing. Let's go down and do it. So you enter, you pay the money to enter. Then we trained as normal, really, on the track 3 times a week, in the gym 3 times a week. Just trying our best to shave a couple of milliseconds off a 100 time. Because we do most of our training on a synthetic track, it's quite different than to go and try and sprint on grass. So you add a little bit more of that into it. But really, we were never in contention with the people that have got these whole programs around peaking at the Stawell Gift. And then in terms of the handicap, they come out, I think, about 3 weeks before the event, and you just get told you're off 6 meters, and that's what it is.
if you were an elite athlete, say, for example, Gout for Australia, does his handicap come into it, or where does those handicaps ideas, do you submit times, or?
You do submit times, but unless you're someone like Gout, you would still be off 6 meters.
Yeah.
If they looked at your time and you're already the fastest person in Australia, they would put you back. But the majority of people, I'd say everyone under the top 10 or 20 in the country, would be off 6 meters for their first competition.
And I just want to pull you up for a moment. You said normal training 3 times a week and 3 gym sessions. That does not sound normal. It sounds absolutely horrible.
Hang on, Em. You are coming off.
Life.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's getting lost during his runs.
It's because he's in the gym.
Or just running in a circle. That's it.
Yeah. So, what kind of people, and this probably leads us into this American couple, but what kind of people genuinely enter in this competition? Are they athletes aspiring, footy stars? Like, what's the genuine vibe?
Stawell Gift is dominated by Victorian-run coaching stables. And this is what they do. They go to all of them throughout all the different pro meets throughout the year with the goal of getting the best handicap to try and win Stawell. Because I didn't mention at the start of this, but the winner of the women's and the men's gift race wins $40,000, which is quite nice.
Wow.
It's not a bad little bit of pocket money for the weekend.
Bloody oath, yep. Especially in the athletics scene. Like, it doesn't have the prize money of or the notoriety of some of the other sports.
Yeah, that's it. If you wanted to make money in athletics and you're not one of the top 3 sprinters, if you can't get a sponsorship, this is an opportunity for people to do that, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. So what was the controversy or the good or bad of this Americans coming in? Is this the first time we've had international stars in the stall?
It's not. We often get a few. In 2012, Safa Powell came out. I believe he was world record holder still at the time. If not, he had only just been pipped by Usain Bolt. But yeah, he came out. He ran off scratch. He made it through to the semis and then pulled out. But I think it's been pushed back into the broader athletics community because of Gout's appearance last year, and he's making waves in world athletics, not just in Australian athletics. And it's for Americans, at least, it's the start of their season. So it's kind of like, well, why wouldn't you come out here, have a shot at winning a race? Not bad to get $40,000 for it. And if you don't do too well, oh well, at least you kind of know where you're at the season.
And what was the highlights for you, Chris? You obviously watched it or had a closer eye on it. Was there any standouts for you, mate? Give us your technical recap of it now. We've got all our basics covered. We're sorted.
Look, to be honest with you, I didn't see the main event. I was traveling back here from visiting my parents over Easter. So I pulled over on the side of the Hume Highway a few times to watch some key races, but I didn't get to see everything I'd like to. What can we say? There was a couple of records broken. Sha'Carri Richardson, one of the Americans, came over and ran by far the quickest time in the women's gift, which is a bit more technical again, weird thing to talk about when you're talking about a time over a 120-meter race, but not everyone's running 120 meters. The biggest handicap you can get, I think, is 14 meters. They're only running 106, but they compare these times together. Regardless, from scratch, she ran 0.4 quicker than anyone else has, which when you're talking about athletics, that's 4 or 5 meters in front of whoever's going to be second. And she did it off scratch. I think it was an incredible thing to have athletes of that quality come over, and not to be mean to Australia. It's Australian athletes that were there, but it's so clearly a different caliber when you watch her run. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, and you were at the not the Commonwealth Games. I'm going to get this wrong again. But the World Athletics Championships in Japan. Is that correct?
That's the one in Tokyo last year.
As an athlete or as a spectator?
He's an athlete spectating. Yeah, that's how I would have sold.
I was hoping for a scratch and I get the call up, but here we are.
He did the Stawell Gift. He was ready if they needed him. From that, Chris, is that American athletic program so much better than the rest of the world when you went and saw them at those athletics as well, or has Australia still got a chance?
In individual events, well, in short sprints, we're not very good. We're okay, but our best is only making a semi-final, and we're quite happy with that.
Yeah.
The Americans are very dominant in the short sprints, but then you go into some middle distance running, and Australia's all of a sudden we're up at the top again. You got athletes like Jess Hull, I think she's still ranked second in the world. So it's not fully dominated by Americans, but you do like to see them lose.
That's in every sport, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They spend so much money. I don't know, Beals, you should look this up, mate, but what the athletics budget is for the USA team. But it's nearly unfair. I suppose with those athletes in Australia, is it majority of them overseas the whole time? Like, do they ever get back much? Like guys like, say, for example, Gout or Jess Hull, are they ever in Australia? Because I know they've got the European circuit that's massive as well for athletics at that distance.
Yeah, look, it is a bit of a balancing act for them, and I don't know how they do it because it ends up being a 12-month season back to back to back. Whereas it's just, I guess, as any sport, you need an off season to recover, to build that base again. So I mean, they do come back, and most of them try to come back. Well, they have to come back for national comp, which it started today, kicked off today. I know everyone was watching. But other than that, you know, someone like Jess Hull will come back. She'll run in nationals, and then she'll be back overseas competing with the best.
Yeah, right. So nationals are on at the moment, Chris. Sorry, just to go back on that.
That's it. Thursday to Sunday. Tune in, 7+.
Anyone that you're looking forward to personally to see that we should keep an eye on, Chris, local up and comer?
Local up and comer. Oh, look, there's been a bit of confusion, I will say, about whether Gout is running in opens or in juniors. It will be a bit disappointing as a spectator if he runs in juniors, because he'll walk past everyone. But if he's in opens and he runs against Lachlan Kennedy, if anyone knows that name, that's always a brilliant race to watch. So hopefully those happen. In terms of other athletics, there's the odds keep going a little bit more. There's a couple of brilliant high jumpers. So, you know, we've got Nicola Ollislagers, who's again number 1 or 2 in the world, but we've got a younger 18-year-old girl who's been pushing her all season. You're just part of your hopes, you know. Let's get the young one to win. Wouldn't it? How good would it be for Australian athletics?
Exactly, and coming up to an Olympic year not too far away, it'd be good to have some of these athletes in the top.
What would you say is the pinnacle of athletics? And if you were to win first place in what event, what are you going for? Like, is it the Olympics? Is it this thing that's on at the moment? What's the pinnacle?
People ask me this a bit, actually. They say, is it the Olympics or would it be the World Champs? And I'm not sure, to be honest. And a few years ago, I would have said World Champs, but now I think there's a certain prestige that comes with winning the Olympics, which probably takes the cake in for most sports.
One thing I find really weird about Olympics is that you've got to be good on that day. No matter what your times are, you need to win that heat, that final, that, especially in sprinting, you've got like less than 10 seconds to show 4 years worth of work. Like,
that's it. One step can mean the difference between first and seventh.
Shocking.
You know?
Is national, how often does that happen?
Australian Nationals is every year, around there, early April.
You're looking at a comeback, Em? You think they're
Got a year to train.
I'm more thinking, like, you know how we had this discussion about World Cups and things a few episodes ago, like whether that, like having it every 4 years has the you know, gets the viewers and that sort of thing. So I was just wondering if every year, whether it's still as grand as it, you know, as the Olympics.
World Athletics Champs is every 2 years, I think, although they've just brought in a different version where I don't know if it's select countries or it's almost an invitational world meet, and they're doing that every off year now. So there's always a world event for athletics. It's endless viewing.
Lucky we've got you, Chris, to guide us through all this information. But Beals, did you find a stat for us?
I did. The annual budget of the USA track and field is $45.9 million for 2026.
Wow. What's Australia? 4?
$4 probably.
Yeah, not 4 million.
No, 45 million, sorry.
45 million. Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. That's an insane amount of money for...
That's just track and field. So if they've got other sports they invest in for the Olympics, and they've got the Olympics in 2028, so it's probably only going to go up from here.
Yes. Well, and that's a good segue, Beals, because if we do get sponsored by the New York Yankees, they may fly us over for the Olympics. We're still working on those deals, Chris, so stay tuned on that.
Yes.
But Beals, probably to a sport that you're now very familiar with. You dangled the carrot last week that you're going to be our baseball expert. You've been watching some games, mate. You've been watching some footage. How are the Yankees going? The show's team, I should say.
Actually, they're the top of their league at the moment. So they're 8 wins, 3 losses.
Ooh.
So that puts them at they work out their calculations for their league win-loss ratio. So they're 2.5 win-loss. So they're at the top. They just lost the last one that I just watched against the Oakland Athletics. So that was a bit disappointing. I actually made the effort of watching the highlights for that, and they lost it. So there you go. But
Are you across the rules yet?
not. I think I'm getting there, but don't ask me too much just yet.
That's further episodes on.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of getting my head around it, but it's hard when you're only stuck to like 10-minute highlights. I'm not really getting all the specifics too much. I'm just getting the strikes and the catches and the runs. That's about it. But I didn't realise how full on a season it was. They play almost every day. It's everyday game. Every a team they play, it's like a 3-4 game series against every opponent, and it's just it's quite full on their schedule, and I haven't quite got my head around it all yet, but I'm getting there. So far, they're doing all right.
But Chris, are you all, or do you know much about basketball? Do you have any questions for our basketball guru?
It's baseball.
Baseball.
Oh, shit.
I was about to say, geez, I've been thinking the wrong sport there. Not really. You did answer it. I was going to say, is it a series between each team? But there we go. It is.
Yes, it's every team they play is like a 3-game series, and then the finals or playoffs, I think they called 5 best out of 5 against all the winners of each league, and then if they make it to the World Series, that's best out of 7. So it's quite, and that's all the way till October. So it's quite a long season. I think it's 100 and what did I say last episode?
162 games, yeah.
Games. That's just the regular season. Then you got your finals and playoffs after that.
There is a lot of money, isn't there? Like some of the players are paid phenomenal amounts, nearly more than soccer.
Oh yeah. If you get paid a lot of money if you're good. A team like the Yankees seems to have a lot of it, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully they spent it wisely.
How many teams are in the league?
There's 30 in total, split into 2 different leagues. So I think one's the American League and one's the National League. I don't know what the difference is, but one's got 15 teams in each.
You've given yourself plenty of homework, Beale. Yeah. We look forward to, as you understand more of the rules, we will too. We'll go on this journey together, I feel.
I think I'll try and figure it out as I'm going.
Mate, it's exciting because it's a sport that we went over and watched when I went to America. We watched one of the games in Texas, something like that. Yep. And it reminded me very much of cricket, like how they play one day. They play, both teams kind of have a chance of batting, and then that's over, and then they come back the next day and continue on. It's just phenomenal. It's just the following over there is massive.
It's huge sport, especially like when you get your big rivalries. I believe the Red Sox and the Yankees have a rivalry, and there's others that I don't know yet. But they always seem to get big crowds, and I think it's a pretty old sport. I think it's been around a long time as well. So all these big prestige teams as well that you have.
Well, Tommy did mention to me that he's actually a Red Sox enthusiast or a fan. So when he does make the effort to join the pod, we will get him on and to discuss the rivalry. And I'm sure there'll be some hard word thrown between you because somehow Tommy seems to know every single sport. Chris, it's a shame he couldn't be here because he probably has bet on some athletics championship somewhere in Europe. So,
Beals, my question is, sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, Beals, I wonder how the popcorn situation is at the baseball.
I don't know. You're probably more likely to get a hot dog at the baseball, aren't you? American hot dog.
Mate, this is well out of my realm.
Yankee Stadium. I don't know what they sell there. I'll have to have a look.
But I had a question to throw at Chris because you're the man, the athletics man, and you did say that you spend 3 days at the gym. I don't know how you have time to get home with your lovely daughter and beautiful wife, but I was at the gym just before the show just to, look good for the video episode. And there was a situation popped up, and usually with the Easter break, I've had to change my days. I'm usually a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of guy. Today I did a Tuesday, Thursday session, not realizing that a Thursday night at the gym. And how the gym works where I go to is it's got like an upstairs, downstairs. So upstairs has got all your machines, like your weights, the kind of where you go to like all the bodybuilders or the guys go upstairs and there's treadmills up there, and downstairs is more of like your CrossFit, more open space. It's got the is it like an AstroTurf, like a squat?
Yeah.
Oh, not a squat. They have a sled on it, and you can do your lunges and all that on, and it's a lot more open down there, so you can kind of do different types of exercise. So I was looking down there, got set up. As I went to go and do my set, like I started on the rower, the yoga team, they had a yoga class set up just behind me, and I'd already kind of started. I'm like, right, if I just don't look, they're not existent behind me. Got through it, went in to start doing my lunges and realised that they've kind of merged really close to that AstroTurf line where I was doing my lunges, because as you would know, Chris, there's lines along that turf so you can get your stride length right and you can be consistent. And I'm just trying to be like you when I grow up, mate. But the girls have started to encroach very close to that, and I am not in the physical condition that you are, mate. So when I go down for a lunge, there is a lot of gut hanging forward, and it's probably not you want a bunch of girls to judge you on. So I got nervous. I did. I waited until they were facing the other way to quickly get my lunge sets in. But Chris, how would you approach this situation?
Oh, to be honest, and I'm a bit embarrassed by it, but I would have moved on. I would have given up on the lunges and found something else to do as well. I'm not the type of person that's even going to say, "Oh, excuse me, you're in my way." I'll just think, "Oh well, it wasn't meant to be."
I always feel bad too, because there's always, like in the setup where it's kind of a bit of a tighter space, but when you're doing your sets and you're really struggling, like you're like probably shouldn't have grabbed that level of weight off the rack, and then someone walks past between you and the window and they just pick up a bigger one, and you're like, guys, come on, like this is not helping me.
How many women were there doing their yoga Pilates?
I didn't look. I just noticed their presence and just focused on I had the AirPods on. I was on a mission, but
I tell you what, you're lucky you've got Pete. You're clearly not very good at making a move.
oh no. We discuss this in many episodes. It still baffles me. It's still one of the 7 mysteries of the world. But Beals, we couldn't have an episode without a movie review. And quickly, sorry, Em, you've got a topic before we go to your movie review, mate. We'll leave it as a teaser. But Em, what have you got for us?
Sorry. We were talking about brain injuries and concussions last week in different games. I think it was primarily in the NRL.
Yeah, with the fatigue and how rugby had the mouth guards. I don't know if that come across your desk, Chris, where in the mouth guards now have a sensor in them to tell the shock of a tackle. And that goes to a doctor on the sideline. They can review the contest to make sure if there's a possibility for a head knock, and then they bring them off for concussion, and something that maybe rugby league was going to look at.
Yeah, so going from that, I came across a news article today actually where the AFL has brought out this headgear that they claim reduces the incidence of concussions, brain injuries, that sort of thing. But then the neuroscientists have come out saying, this study hasn't been completed. And so there's no evidence to say that it is actually reducing head knocks and concussions and that sort of thing. So I feel a question to you guys is this better than nothing, or do they need to finish off the testing before they can, the study before they can come out with this
jump
call?
in quickly first, but isn't the issue with concussion the movement of your brain within the skull?
Correct.
So, wouldn't headgear still maybe soften the initial hit? But the stopping from your momentum, you'd still get that movement. Probably a Chris question. You're a smart man, Chris.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What's different about the new headgear, first of all? How's it different from, I've not played, I played footy a little bit in high school, because I remember what normal headgear is, but how's this new one?
Chris, we don't ask hard-hitting questions on this podcast.
No, you're on the wrong show. Yeah.
Have you seen it, though? Is there more padding visibly or anything like that?
There's a photo, and that's all I can go off. And I actually don't know if one of the Manly Seagulls, Travojevic, is wearing one at the moment, actually.
Oh, Jake. Yeah, Jake. Yeah, I did see that he's wearing a different type of headgear.
Yeah, so I don't know enough about it. All I know is, it's had an $800,000 2-year Monash University-led trial across 600 athletes. So they've obviously trialing it on a few people, but they're selling it as it helps reduce the incidence of
reduces.
concussions.
Look, as with not heaps of knowledge on it, there's every chance, right? Because as you said, it's about the brain moving around inside your head. So being as you said, bit of a science boy, there is still inertia associated with your brain. So even if your skull comes to a stop, your brain's going to keep moving. But that's why I asked, does it look a lot thicker? If you're slowing down that impact time, it's going to limit the force your brain hits your skull with.
Yeah, that's probably been always my thoughts with that headgear. It probably helps with the actual contact point, like if you're hitting the ground or hitting a player, but it's not going to stop the actual concussion as such. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the cushioning, like you were saying, Chris, maybe there's more cushioning which will stop it.
Geez, we're no experts. We need to really bring something back into a level of understanding that's in our science and brain capacity. But it's good to see because like concussions have become a massive part in every sport, really, and well, not every sport, I suppose. Chris, I think you're relatively safe in the athletics
not
world.
Many concussions,
But in the contact sport world, like it's changing, isn't it? And but Beals, mate, now's your chance. We've given you a long run up on this one, mate. Have you had a chance to review? And this is your chance to impress Chris with your movie reviews. You've impressed all the other listeners, but take it away, mate.
Well, I didn't go to the theatres for this one, but it is a new movie. It came out last year, I believe.
Have you heard back from the cinemas, though, Beals, after the last episode?
No, nothing yet. No free tickets yet, so they don't get a free plug just yet. So I watched Housemaid. It's kind of a bit of a thriller movie. I think it came out late last year. It was available on Amazon Prime to rent.
Have you seen it, Chris?
I'll give it a go.
No, I've not seen it.
Oh, here we go.
It's got Sydney Sweeney in it and Amanda Seyfried, I think her name is. Now, they hire her to be a housemaid in this seemingly perfect family, but it all kind of goes a bit crazy. It's a bit of wild stuff behind the scenes. So they've got to kind of unravel it, so to speak. But it was very good. A bit of a twist at the end that I didn't kind of see coming, which is always nice to be surprised when you're watching a movie. I'd give it probably 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. It's not the normal sort of movie that I would normally go and watch. As I said, I didn't go to the theatre and watch it when it was out, but I watched it on streaming. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I enjoyed the surprise towards the end, which is always good.
You do love a twist, as we've learned through these other 9, or this is the 9th, so the other 8 episodes, sci-fi and a plot twist, Beals, but was it one of the movies that's actually believable? Or is it one of those weird, scary movies where they just walk into a place where no one should walk?
No, I think it would be believable because it's not like supernatural or anything like that. It's just crazy people. So, which is as scary as it gets sometimes.
Would you say it's more of a scary movie, or is it just a bit suspenseful and
no? It's not really scary.
Unsettling.
It'd be more like a thriller. Unsettling, but you don't kind of get as you watch the start of it. It's very slow. You kind of get this feeling that something's not right, and then through the whole movie. But it was good. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it a lot for what it was. It's not the typical sort of movie that I'd watch, but I still liked it. And
Are you the type of bloke that would watch like the trailer and you know what's going to happen, or did this twist just catch you completely off guard?
I didn't see this twist coming, which is good. A lot of movie trailers tend to give up, I feel, most of the story before you go and watch it, and sometimes they can ruin it. And then now a lot of new modern movies, they'll release 3, 4 trailers before the movie even comes out, and everyone gives you a little bit more, and you go, well, why do I have to go to the cinemas and watch it? You just told me what happens. And it's a bit disappointing when you go and watch a movie and you're getting close to the end and you go, well, I've seen this thing in the trailer and it hasn't happened yet. So when's that going to happen? There's like 20 minutes left in the movie, so that's got to happen at some point, which can be a bit disappointing sometimes, I must say.
I'm not a trailer person at all. Like I will, if there's a movie, I'll read maybe a description, but I will not watch a trailer because for that same reason, I feel like it gives the whole thing away.
I normally try and stick to one. If I can stick to like the first one, because it's normally the one with the least information. I think after that they're just trying to get the next layer of audience to go and watch it. So it keeps revealing more and more and more. I did watch an old trilogy too, another trilogy that I thought last episode we talked about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, as your all-time favourite.
All-time favourite, probably trilogy. But I think something that's very underrated. I've recently rewatched the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh. Bit of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, there's 5 of them, but let's disregard the 4th and the 5th one for now, because they're pretty average.
They're not part of the original trilogy, yeah.
Well, they don't have the only person that carries over is Jack Sparrow. The other 2 are gone. So
we'll disregard,
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
we'll disregard them for now.
Can I ask a dumb question, Beale?
Yeah, sure.
Is that series based off a book, like the Harry Potter series, or is it purely movie?
No, it's completely made up by Disney, based off the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World.
The ride came first.
It was a ride.
That's incredible.
So the whole story...
That is an absolute bombshell. I had no idea.
Yeah, so the whole story, that they basically come up with it from scratch. So I think whoever originally wrote the first movie was a genius. And to put Johnny Depp and all those people in there to star in it was obviously a genius move because it worked out very well.
It's amazing. That had never crossed my mind. I was thinking, yeah, right, okay.
Apparently, it was one of the first rides, I think. I could be wrong here. Someone might want to fact check me. But
you are the fact check guy, Beals. You're going to have to do this yourself.
I think Pirates of the Caribbean was one of the first rides ever at Disneyland or Disney World or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I believe.
Surely it's the teacups.
Yeah. Oh, well. I don't know. Maybe. Could be.
Chris, what's 2 questions for you about your favourite trilogy, mate? And are you a popcorn Malteser guy? We had this debate last episode, and I'd love your opinion on both.
Favorite trilogy? Oh, does it have to be a movie trilogy, or can this be a book trilogy?
Well, it is a movie review section, so we're probably going to lean that way. But as we've known, it can be the first 3 movies of Harry Potter from the way James is going. So,
favorite 3 movies.
Yeah.
Look, I'd have to back James on Lord of the Rings, to be honest. Yeah. Although I'm a bit embarrassed by this fact about myself as well, that I've not seen all of the Star Wars films, and I have a feeling. Well, yeah, I'd have a feeling had I seen them, one of those trilogies would have made it in there. Well, I mean, there's heaps more than.
Here's the thing about
I think we've just moved on. Beals has just got his own theory now.
Here's the thing about Star Wars. There's actually 3 trilogies within the Star Wars. Okay. So you'll have to decide which one.
Yeah, well, one day I'll get around to watching them.
Yeah.
I'll come back to discuss.
Yeah.
What did you find out on the... Oh, sorry, in the Maltesers. Maltesers? Yeah. It's Maltesers. Yeah, sorry.
I say Maltesers. Yeah, what do you mean, combining them, or which one's
better? Because Callum, on the cackling orange microphone, said that it changed his life, mixing them, and I'm strictly separate.
Yes. Jordana, my wife, has also introduced me to the mix.
Yeah.
I'm not really about it. I just like popcorn. I like the salt. Yeah,
I knew you and I had a connection.
Get chocolate fingers eating my popcorn.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Keep the hot and the cold thing separate. I always think. But,
that's right.
And what did you find out on the ride?
The first ride was a merry-go-round or a carousel.
Well, I was very wrong then.
Close to the teacup.
The teacups weren't even the top 5 actually, and I'm quite disappointed by that.
But while we're on the movie section, Chris, when do you think you've you've mentioned you've got or you've told us whether it's on or off the pod, I can't remember now. You've got a daughter, a young daughter, 9 months old. So congratulations to you and your beautiful wife. When do you start to introduce them to these top quality movies, do you think? Have you got a plan? Are you going to do it early and then reintroduce later on, or what's the thought?
Look, haven't been any thought about it yet. It's in raising a child in this day and age. It's the fear of screens, I think. So it hasn't even passed into the brain. When are we going to show them films? But I'll trust the rating system. I'll stick with G until 15 years old, and then we'll dive into some sci-fi fantasy, I think.
I'm very much looking forward to the day you sit her down and go, hey, this is the movies. Congratulations on your 15th birthday. You're in for a treat.
Yeah, watch the extended edition, Lord of the Rings, back to back. Go to the toilet now.
As I'm sure every 15-year-old girl would love to do with their father. Mate, this is the kind of wisdom we've got you on here for.
I'm glad to bring it.
Yeah, and I'm also I'm glad you're giving the advice on parenthood. Yeah, I wouldn't trust Beals.
No, trust me.
When would you, James?
When would I introduce children to movies?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I've got no idea. There's a lot of good movies out there, but if you trust the rating system, if you go back, it's amazing the ratings on all the older movies, and you think, geez, I'm amazed they rated that PG or even mature, and you think, okay, I can't see it being rated like that these days, especially if you watch a movie from like the 80s or the 90s or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes the ratings, I don't know if they're... Well, they definitely don't change the old ones that often, so...
No.
Double check some of those.
Once they set the standard, that's it. You're not moving. You're a G forever. Maybe you'll have to do a G or a PG rated movie for the next review for Chris to get lined up.
Sorry.
No, you're
there
right.
You go, Chris. This is you, mate.
Oh. There's a great film I've spoken to Geordie about recently. I can't remember what it's called. Old animated King Arthur. He pulls the sword from the stone, all that. Oh, brilliant film.
Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's the one. Oh,
Yeah.
All I want to do is watch that. I'll show Ruby that every day, starting tomorrow if I could. It's good life lessons in there.
I thought Nemo might have got a start.
Nemo.
It's a lot to unpack in that movie. It was a bit of a tearjerker for me.
And talking fish is just bound to confuse, I reckon.
Maybe Shrek.
Shrek.
Yeah, even more confusing if talking fish Beals.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Talking donkey.
Yeah. Beals, I suppose Shrek's one of those ones where they should have stopped at one. They made it. How many Shreks are there?
Oh, I think there's
four.
four. But
And I will die on this hill.
Making a fifth one.
Yeah, right. I will die on the hill that the second Shrek is better than the original.
Oh, I would agree with you there.
Thank you.
I haven't got there. Yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been released yet in this household, in the studio. But
The first two are by far, I mean, the second one I think is probably the best. And the third and the fourth one really drop off, in my opinion. But
And
the
then
first,
there's a whole offshoot of Puss in Boots, isn't there? Aren't there multiple movies focused around Puss in Boots as well?
yeah, there is. I haven't watched any of those, though.
Crazy.
there is a lot for your daughter to unpack. If we get down these rabbit holes of G movies, who
Get
knows
her off
what
the track first.
I know. She's already training for the Stawell Gift. Parent, you need that
Lifelong
40K.
project.
Yeah. Very good.
Mitch, I just wanted to talk to you about the newest addition to the studio as well, and how much money you had to fork out for this studio. Tell us about it.
Well, we haven't done a video episode until this one, but I did find on Facebook Marketplace a beautiful table. So the challenge is with our mic stands is that they're kind of got a little, like a C-shaped bracket, and most tables, and I never paid that much attention, have a weird lip around the bottom. So they put this fancy outside part on tables, and then you get this weird lip. So when you try and put a bracket on that winds up and clamps to the table, doesn't work. And I'm sure when they sat down and designed most tables, they didn't think they'd be podcast tables. But I found a lovely lady in North Wagga, and she had it's actually an old table from a primary school. She had the matching plastic chairs. It brought back a lot of nostalgia for me. But it's got the pencil mark still on it from kids drawing on it. Even the little hole where kids have worked their pencil in. It's got a lot of character, and I could not believe it. She had it listed on Facebook, and it had like a $2 price thing. And I genuinely thought she was just like not putting it on for free so she didn't get shit kickers. And I got there, and she was probably later in life. I'm going to say 80s without, throwing too much away. And she used to have family daycare, and she was dead serious on the $2 coin. And I was like, did not see that negotiation coming. I was thought, $2 in this day and age is nothing. But so we did. We invested $2 on the new table. I think it's going well, eh? Did
you go scrounging in the ashtray for that gold coin? And did you negotiate that down?
Well, it's a weird one to negotiate. Like, what are you negotiating? It cost me, in this day and age, it cost me more in fuel to get to her house. Like, I'd already spent $4 in diesel. But I wasn't going to negotiate down from $2.
Did you pick up the chairs as well?
No. There was a strict no clutter policy that my wife Peter has.
That would have been a true bargain, $2 for a table and chairs.
Yeah, but the chairs are very small. Like, I don't know what I was going to do with 6 plastic chairs. And they were the full ones with like the, what do you call it, like the right angle chairs? Like they weren't proper, they were literally like primary school chairs, like kindergarten chairs. Like they were not.
There's no slant in them.
No comfort in them. They weren't built for comfort.
The spine, though.
No. Maybe that's wrong with Callum's spine. The primary school chairs. We don't know. We'll have to bring him back on and check.
They're no good to watch movies on then, clearly.
But I'm glad it matches well with the couch.
Looking good.
It's comfortable. Yeah. And the tablecloth, you wouldn't even know. It looks brand new, really. You wouldn't know what's going on. It is better than the camp table that we usually have, Chris. You wouldn't see it, but we have those plastic fold tables. This is our usually podcast table in the studio.
Yeah. That would be much more stable.
This is much more stable, yes. Yeah, and a lot less insects. So, yeah.
What is the bonus?
It is missing the smell of Aerogard, actually.
The decontamination outside with fly spray. But no, I think, is there anything else, Chris? This is being your first episode, mate. Is there any dying topics you want to bring to the group to discuss for you?
No, I don't think so. We've covered quite a few. We've spoken about athletics. Always love athletics. Could talk about that forever. Movies. Got a new movie to watch. Add to the list. And we know what's going on with the Swifts now.
Yeah,
some people do.
When you talk about athletics, are you solely like just into the running side of things, or are you into like the high jump, long jump, etc.?
Most of it I'm into, and as I'm getting older, I'm paying more and more attention to different field events. I find it all fascinating. I'm a big nerd.
Well, mate, we look forward to unpacking this in the road to the Olympics in New York. And the World Championships, when are they on again, mate?
I'm not sure, sorry.
That's the kind of intel we want. We've got him. We've stumped him. It's taken us near 50 minutes to get him to not answer a question about athletics correctly. So we've done well. We've broken him down, I feel like.
You could have just answered anything, Chris. We would have 100% believed you.
Only correct information I'll put out there. That's it.
Don't do that.
That doesn't belong in this podcast.
Now, Chris, we better wrap things up. We're getting close to the hour mark. But, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you phone in. The internet connection's good. You need to talk to Gus about internet connections because your sound quality and we can see you perfectly, but Gus couldn't get any of those two things to work last episode. So you're already, in my books, higher. I will leave the audience with a quick teaser for next episode. And I'm going to say 2 words and leave it out there, and you can say your farewells, but Rocket League. We need to unpack that. So, Chris, thanks, mate. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Beals, you're inside as usual, mate. We've only got one time to research, and Emma did one research while you were spieling. But, mate, stay true. Stay on to the, what is it, the Yankees? Go the Yankees.
Yankees all the way to the end.
Hopefully your truck becomes more comfortable. And
we'll see.
Break in those seatbelts.
Yeah.
Pleasure having you in the studio with me again. That I'll tell you what, Tom, he might have to get demoted down to the orange mic, I feel.
I don't think he will.
Pleasure. Go the Swifts. Let's see. I'm looking forward to hearing how the experienced player fits into the team.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. Thanks, team. Have a great time. Till next episode. Again, like, share, subscribe, all the good things. Spotify. I think we're on YouTube. We'll see how this video episode goes. And Apple haven't reached out to me, so I still don't know how to upload to Apple Podcast. But we'll work on that. Chris, Beals, pleasure. Look forward. We are ducking out to watch a rugby game live. We've got new microphones, so we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned for a special rugby episode for the Southern Inland Round 1. But other than that, enjoy.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Wonderful. Thanks very much.
All done.